so let's talk about our color palette real quick. I'm going to take you down to the palette. Okay, so I have my standard color palette set up. You've got your lamp black, French ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, sap green, alizarin crimson, burnt umber, burnt sienna, cadmium orange medium, yellow ochre, and cadmium yellow medium. And then down in a pile all by itself, we've got our titanium white. And I do have some other colors on here just because I do paint as frequently as I possibly can. So, and I don't want to waste paint, so I keep those to the side. But this area over here is reserved for colors that I use for specific paintings. And so I'm going to be adding a color over there for this particular painting. And then over here, these are the colors that I'm using on another pet portrait that I'm working on. And I just don't want to lose the colors. So the nice thing about this glass palette is that I can stick it in the freezer and still have my paints good for the next day. So I love that. Okay, so the colors that I'm going to be adding to my palette is this cobalt violet. So cobalt violet is not part of my standard palette because I don't really have a need a lot of times for the purple. So I'm going to put this over here. Come on, cobalt violet. I'm not sure how much I'm going to need just yet, so I'm putting a small amount to start. And then just because I think that I might need it, there's this color. This one is a Old Holland brand. So Old Holland is another really good oil paint that you can't really find in stores. If you want it, you got to buy it, or if you're lucky enough to have a really nice art supply store in your town, then they'll have Old Holland there. But I know in my town, they don't have it. So Old Holland, this is called, let's see, Rose Deep. And it's such a pretty color. So yeah, I don't use this very often, but I use it on flowers. And I know just a teeny tiny touch of that along with ultramarine blue can make it an absolutely gorgeous, just gorgeous purple. Okay, so I've got that. Okay, and I'm going to put my reference image next to my canvas. So over on my canvas, let's talk about that for a second. I have here, it's set up on Arches oil painting paper. Arches oil painting paper is a great and expensive option so that you can paint daily and get in some good practice, daily, weekly, however frequent you can. Get in some good practice, and this way, if you don't like it, I mean, seriously, you just rip it up, because a good pad of this paper, it might cost you like, I don't know, maybe 15 bucks, something like that, the pad of paper. And you cut it down to size. One sheet, I get 2 8x10s, and so I'm not like heartbroken if I'm not happy with my painting. So, you know, it's better than wasting a canvas. So I've got Arches oil painting paper. Now, one caveat with this is that it does soak up the oil, so you're going to need a medium. And the medium that I'm going to be using for this, I'm going to actually be switching back and forth. I'm going to be using Galkyd. Okay. Galkyd is great for the initial layer of paint, and if you want to do something a la Prima style, meaning all at once. So Galkyd will allow the paint to stick to the previous layer. Okay. And then I'm also going to be using, because I don't necessarily want things to stick all the time, I'm going to be using this Neil McGilp. And sometimes I just use this just to help the paint just move by itself. So I'll probably put a little bit of that out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our medium set up. And a little goes a long way.